morning. It's 2 minutes to 8, and thank you so much for joining us on our breakfast show. My name is Frank Mwangi, and I'm with my colleagues
MWAURA,
Valentine, KIMANI.
And we'll be checking on today's headlines on our newspapers. There's Daily Nation, the People's Daily, and the Standard. So let's start with the Daily Nation. What are the top headlines today?
Well, quite some eye-catching headlines making the stories today. And on our front page, we have the pay boom for civil servants, including teachers. It's seen as quite a big benefit, especially being the final year for President Uhuru in his reign. He has allocated quite some good amount of money, 21.79 billion in the education sector, and it's said to benefit the teachers and also for the new teachers who will get employed. So that's a benefit and job opportunities to them. So at least we don't have to expect more strikes, you know.
Oh yeah. But I don't know, are they even allocating about the universities? They're not talking about universities, they're just talking about secondary schools and primary schools.
Well, it's up to the TSC, the Teacher Service Commission, to know how to budget the money, you know.
We hope they get to check on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also have, yesterday, the former President Kibaki turned 90 years, and he's still seen as a role model for many young politicians, you know. And he was praised, said that he brought back the Kenyan economy back on its track after 24 years of misrule. And I believe, you know, he studied politics and history and political science at Makerere University, and I believe we should have such politicians as our leaders, you know.
Yeah, and also remember, most of his projects, they were not that expensive unlike today. So, like, if you remember the Thika Road, people didn't complain much,
sure.
You know. So, happy belated birthday to our former president, Mwai Kibaki.
And we wish him all the best. You know, 90 years,
oh yeah,
it's a good age.
He's aging gracefully.
Yeah.
Maybe if we turn to a bit of standard, so, Val, what's happening?
Yeah, we have our top story here, where Ministry clears barrier to varsity dream careers. We all know when you are doing teaching, you need mathematics to do that course, but right now the Ministry has declared that you can do degree for teaching without necessarily needing mathematics.
Yeah.
And then, on another story, we have teams to get COVID-19 jobs as Kenya yet to hit the target. Yeah, Kenya received a total of 9.3 million doses, but we have only vaccinated 2.1 people. So the government has seen it's good to vaccinate the teams so that they can try to hit that target.
Wow.
And I can remember there's also a story about a country, is it Austria, that if you're not vaccinated, you're supposed to do a lockdown, so you'll be banned from walking in public. So
I think that's the wish.
Can you talk in Kenya?
It's
that.
Okay, I'm not sure, but Kenyans, I don't know. Maybe any other story?
Yeah, we have another story about Witi MP who has been in hospital for 2 months after he got injured. He got an accident at the city hotel. So let's just hope he'll be well. Yeah.
On page 14 of the Daily Nation, we have the elevated section of Nairobi Expressway along Uhuru Highway, and it said that users will pay between 100 shilling and 1,500 shillings. So I don't really know why we should pay for accessing our roads.
You know, we're expecting for it to ease traffic in Kenya, but now if you're supposed to pay, you know, such amount for someone like a matatu, how is he going to, you know, make that come true? You know, I don't know.
Actually, it's a 4 and 6 lane dual carriage. It should ease the traffic, as you've said, but again, at least they should make it considerable.
They should check on the prices.
Yeah.
Because Thika Road is quite bigger than the expressway, but you know, we're not paying for it.
You don't really have to pay for infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay, we hope much to happen there. But let's have a look at People's Daily. On the top story, we have police on hunt for committee terrorists. So we have terrorists who have escaped the prison. They call it prison break. So I don't know if you are safe. At first there was a terror alert here in Langata Road, and though they were arrested, some of the terrorists were arrested. And Kenya has had history of terrorism, including the Westgate terror attack in 2013, and also the Dusit terror attack. So if you're having terrorists who are being arrested, but now they keep on escaping in prisons, are we even safe?
We're not safe. And I believe we should take this alert. You know, there was this one, the Garissa University alert. It said they had given that alert at first, but we were told to ignore it, not to pay attention to it. But at long last, they did the whatever they...
And I'm trying to find out how do these modern countries, these industrialized countries, get to know this. Because I also remember the Ugandan terror attack was also alerted by the UK. So I don't know if you can take any. Van, do you have any preview of that?
And have you seen that the DCI says that they are letting 60M for anyone who has a need to arresting those people. So sometimes you find it's funny because how does someone escape from the government's committee prison? It's so,
Among the
they
places.
should be accountable because how are you even escaping from prison?
But anyway, we have more. I had also seen a story here, a short story about an Indian CEO man who is hiring a woman to be slapping her every time she goes on Facebook. Okay, he's saying he wants to concentrate on his work and he also wants to to be productive. So that's why he wants a woman, he's hiring a woman to be slapping.
Sometimes social media, if you don't really manage your time quite well, you can end up spending your time on social media. True. You have funny clips, you have to keep on checking on them, you have memes, you have this TikTok. They're very addictive.
Let's take a short commercial break. We'll be back discussing more about the climate change. So don't go away.
When the world is not looking, when you've not been told how you look and how you smell, when you start your day with Luron Body Splash, you walk boldly, elegantly, and with accountability of yourself. Luron Body Splash gives you the reason to crown your beauty with a pure natural fragrance that lasts all day long, leaving you with a great smell. Luron Body Splash, fresh to be you.
Welcome back to Power Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for staying with us. And during the short commercial break, we had a discussion about this. Why teenagers are protesting. So, to my colleagues, what's your take on this? The case of where students have been banning schools so much?
Wow, and I believe this story started during the COVID-19 pandemic because they're really having a hard time to adjust to the system, and I believe they're having a lot of pressure right from the ministry because you have to complete the syllabus as per the short period of time you've been given. And this is why maybe they're getting a lot of pressure to ban schools, and also it's a bit of peer influence. And I've seen that the CS Magohan has given them a midterm break. Psychologists say this break is meant to to give them this, to change the atmosphere, the environment, at least get home. And as parents or siblings to these young children, you have to talk to them about it's normal. They're not the first ones to be there. We've all experienced that. So they don't really have to ban schools because the burden is on their parents, the penalties.
And again, you find these students do this because maybe they try to communicate and no one listens to them. So they think banning the schools is a way of communicating because at least someone will try to listen to them.
Sure, that's not a solution. At least we should also give them time. We should listen to them as the school administration.
But I remember during our times in school, we used to have this corporal punishment. So I don't know why they got rid of it. Would it work?
Oh, they're doing a longer beating.
Yeah.
Would it work?
They can try doing that.
Yeah. But, okay, so we hope much to take place during that short break.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So let's tune into the climate change story. So in Kenya, we've been championed about climate change. We've had the president of Kenya going to the United States together with the G7 presidents of other countries. They've been discussing about climate change. So we're trying to know today here in Kenya. So what are some of the things we can do in order to maybe partake in that? So maybe let's start with Valentine, Kimani. So
for that climate change thing, I think we can try doing like the solar system to save on electricity. And solar is a bit cheaper and it can get to many homes, and then this way I think it can help.
So maybe what about you?
I don't really think it's a good take, but it should be taken as a backup because most of the people really rely on electricity for their businesses right at home. So, and we've been experiencing a lot of climate changes. You can't even predict when we have the short rains, the long rains, and it's said we have these droughts and stuff because of the climate change and deforestation that has been taking place. So I don't really know why we have to. It's said when you cut a tree, try to replace it with one or two. And we're just destroying trees, and we're not doing the afforestation.
Yeah, and I also saw this story on the newspaper. It's about us, changing our ways of traveling, like the using of cycling, I don't know if
Do you think it can work in our country?
Like here in Nairobi, I don't think it's that conducive for cycling and stuff. Because first, the government needs to allocate space to ensure the environment is safe. So right now, cycling in Nairobi, with most of this, we have lots of people here in Nairobi. We have lots of traffic.
I think the problem with us, we do take solutions that we see in third world countries. This is not America, it's Kenya.
Actually,
with all this traffic, how will you cycle?
If you go to countries like in Europe, we don't have much traffic on the streets. The streets are quite clean, So I don't know if we'll be able to get there, but we hope so. So
maybe they can just allocate the cycling area for but how do you even cycle from Langata to Nairobi? You're supposed to get off by 8 or 7.
Also that's a problem because you have to be on time. So you have to make it also as
But we've been having this problem on fuel, and I really don't know how we'll have it sorted out, because I've seen people, you have to park your car, then you board a matatu because maybe you feel the fuel is a burden to you. And so I really don't know, but maybe they can check on that.
Maybe if we wind up, on my point, I think if we tend to move to cycling, we also lose jobs for people like matatu drivers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I don't know, we need to maybe find alternatives, and balance. That's it for today's Power Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's meet tomorrow. Same time, same place. My name is Frank Mwagi. Enjoy the rest of your day.